One of the most common problems that our clients experience is the question of how to organize fundraising campaign in order to raise capital. And there is a lot that comes into play when it comes to fundraising, but today I want to give you a very specific 3-step framework that will set you up for success in your capital raise. Hi, my name is Anastasia Rivadon and I'm Managing Partner at Get Funded Tools. This is Get Funded show where we help impact startups and impact venture funds with tools, practical advice, and frameworks in raising capital. The very first step in creating your fundraising campaign is setting up tech infrastructure. And wait a second, don't quit this video. Most of the founders usually run away the moment I mention the word CRM, but let me explain you why do you need technology and what tools can you use that we recommend in order to create fundraising campaign. The reason why technology is so important in fundraising is one word: data. When you're raising capital, you're operating with a tremendous amounts of data, starting with your database of investors, the parameter for each investor, the decisions you have to make per each contact, and then actions you are taking within a specific contact. Most of the founders don't track, analyze, or use this data. And if you will tap into setting up a tech infrastructure that will support you in a way of managing and capturing this data, you will be one step ahead of many founders going after the same investors. The reason you need technology in order to manage and capture this data is very simple. Human brain, after 10, 20, 30 contacts, simply can't hold and process that amount of information. And if we're talking about running a fundraising campaign, you should be in touch with 100, 200, 300, 500 people, sometimes even more, in order to close round. So think about these numbers and that amount of data points that you're trying to remain in your brain. So let's take it easy on your brain and start implementing technology that already exists. And I'm going to reveal you a secret. It's the entire universe of fundraising tools that are empowering entrepreneurs and venture fund managers when they're going after their investors. Another huge bonus in implementing technology in your fundraising is that over time the data accumulates. And when we're thinking about your fundraising journey, it's probably the next 5-10 years. More than that, I assume that fundraising is not your full-time job, and trust me, it's the entire profession. So the earlier you will implement tech tools into your workflow, the faster you will get that advantage and can become a professional fundraiser for your company. If you're raising angel round, you might be okay with using spreadsheet, but the moment you're going after seed plus, you have to have CRM. And there is a lot of tech solutions right now that are creating CRM specifically for fundraising. In our company, we do recommend our clients 2 CRMs. They're not built for fundraising, but in our experience are the best solutions for early stage fundraising, have a lot of intelligence in them, and something you can actually afford. 2 CRMs are Pipedrive and Closing. And I will post links for you below this video, so just go into the description, click the link, test out each one of them. I would say so far they are the best solutions for early stage fundraising. After you completed your first step, now you have to focus on methodology of fundraising. If you're going about it in a random way, results are also will be random. You have to think about your fundraising as a funnel, the same way you think about a sales funnel. So now you have your CRM, you should add your investors to the CRM, and what's very important, you have to organize them by stages. And as in sales, in fundraising, you have to have specific tactics that will allow you to move one person to the second stage, and of course, to the closing. In our fundraising methodology, we recommend building 2 funnels. First funnel is your investors, and second funnel, your connectors. Your connectors are the people that will be making you warm introductions to your targeted investors. So at the same time, you are addressing 2 funnels with different strategies, different methodology, and a different process behind it. If you have the process, you can scale this process. And more than that, you can involve other people in this process. And if it's just a mess and you're randomly sending emails, sending pitch decks, there are no follow-ups, there is no strategy behind, it's nearly impossible to get help in your fundraising, both from your team, from your partners, from your advisors, and from other investors who might be already on board with your company. Often founders don't think about fundraising in terms of funnel and sales. And I am promising you, the earlier you will start treating every contact in your investor network as somebody who should go through the funnel in order to reach the end goal of becoming your investor, the faster you will create the process that will start working for you. And on another side, on a dark side of it, every single year that you miss out on capturing the data behind the relationship you're building, you're pulling yourself back in your fundraising, because in the next round, when you will come back to the same context, maybe a year or 2 years later, it will be nearly impossible to remember the context of conversations that you had and bring up the notes, that the feedback that investors were giving you. So if you want to create a system that will be paying you back for years, focused on 2 things that we just mentioned: tech infrastructure and methodology, how to use it. And the last and very important step is finding your mentors in fundraising. Even though I told you that fundraising funnel is very similar to sales funnel, I would say it is much more sophisticated. The psychology behind investing is different than psychology behind selling. The checks are 10, 100, sometimes thousands of times larger than when you're buying something. So think of it as a B2B sale, but understand that the psychology behind investor mind will be different. So you can try to figure out it yourself over years, or look for somebody who's been through the process and who understands the logic behind investing. Let me quickly share with you how does fundraising usually look like in our clients' journeys before they join us and after. So before, when the company comes to us, they usually have a list of investors in a spreadsheet. They are pitching people, they are making notes in one of the columns. They get back to these notes maybe once a week or twice a week. Then they're going into the email, they're sending emails. They try to personalize it as much as they can, but it's really hard because of, simply as I mentioned, the amount of data that they use. They usually don't have any sorts of analytics behind the actions they're making, and as a result, their fundraising is very, very unpredictable. So when we work with funds and startups, the end result after working with us looks like that. There is a very clean and defined pipeline of investors that has 300 to 500 contacts. There is a strategy behind every single stage of the pipeline and the tactics that will allow you to move investors from one stage to another. And what's even more important, we give founders tools on how to track and analyze every action they do towards engaging their investors. So now they have transparency and actionable data on what works and what doesn't. And another incrementally important piece, in this setup, you have an ability to move contact from the very beginning of the pipeline to the end of the pipeline and either close or remove them from your pipeline. So there is no maybe promises, I will maybe invest later. You have full control and clarity over your negotiation process within your fundraising campaign. If you want to learn more about our methodology and join one of our Get Funded sprints, there will be a link below this video. I hope this video was helpful. As I told you, set up tech infrastructure, create methodology, and find a mentor. Those 3 steps will get you forward of any other company raising capital next to you. I know it's easier said than done. That's why we're here to help. If you have any questions or there are other subjects that you would like me to cover, just drop a comment below this video. It was Anastasia Rivido. I'm looking forward to seeing you on our channel more and more often. And if you want to chat, just leave me a note and we'll get in touch.